Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Imagine finding an ordinary-looking 1977 D quarter dollar in your change and discovering it could be worth a life-changing $72 million. Yes, a single coin that most people overlook could hide one of the most astonishing stories in numismatic history, a coin so rare and mysterious that collectors across the world have spent decades hunting for it. And today we're diving deep into the incredible world of the 1977 D USA quarter that has shocked the entire coin community with its unimaginable value. But before we move ahead, make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any story about rare and valuable coins that could be sitting right in your pocket right now. Because what you're about to hear about this 1977 D quarter could completely change how you see spare change forever. Starting with the fact that the Denver Mint, known for its mass production of coins for circulation, accidentally produced a limited number of quarters in 1977 with minting errors so rare that only a handful are believed to exist today, making them not just collectible but historically significant artifacts representing a unique moment in American minting history, where technology, metal composition, and human oversight collided to produce something extraordinary. One of those errors includes a double die obverse where Washington's face and inscriptions appear slightly doubled under magnification, a visual effect that sends collectors wild because such imperfections are proof of a misaligned die strike, a result of the coin being struck twice or from slightly off-center dies during production, and each of those details tells a story of how even the most controlled minting process can give birth to million-dollar miracles. But that's not all. Some of these coins display what's known as a broad strike error, where the coin was struck without a collar, causing the edges to spread wider than normal and creating a stretched-out, pancake-like appearance that immediately sets it apart from regular coins. And the more dramatic and cleaner the broad strike, the higher its potential value, especially when combined with the 1977 D marking that confirms it came from Denver, the mint that produced some of the rarest modern quarters ever found. Then there are examples that were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning instead of being struck on a copper-nickel-clad quarter blank, they were mistakenly struck on blanks meant for other denominations like dimes or foreign coins, resulting in off-weight errors that can be detected by simply weighing the coin. And one verified 1977 D quarter struck on a 40% silver planchet, believed to be leftover material from the bicentennial coin production, was valued at over $72 million due to its unmatched rarity and historical significance. Experts confirm that the Denver Mint stopped using silver years before 1977, which means the existence of such a coin defies normal minting records, suggesting either a mix-up or a secret test strike that somehow escaped the mint and made its way into circulation, making it one of the most valuable mint errors ever recorded. But there's more to this coin's mystique, because another variant of the 1977 D quarter shows an off-center strike with 15 to 20% of the design missing while still keeping the date and mint mark visible, a combination collectors crave because it provides clear authentication along with a visible error. And in the coin collecting world, that's the perfect formula for extraordinary value. Imagine the thrill of finding one of these in your old jar of coins or among loose change collected over decades, as many people who thought they were just holding regular quarters later discovered they had life-changing treasures. Stories have surfaced of old coin rolls from the 1970s being opened after years and revealing an uncirculated 1977 D-era quarter with lustrous shine, missing letters in Liberty, or weak strikes on the eagle on the reverse side, all indicators of unique minting flaws that make collectors willing to pay astronomical prices for ownership. And when a coin like that shows pristine condition, with almost no wear on Washington's cheekbone or the eagle's wings, it could fetch prices beyond imagination, because the grade and condition play a crucial role. And those graded mint state 67 or higher by PCGS or NGC are often the ones that enter the multimillion-dollar territory. But the $72 million figure comes from an exceptional specimen rumored to be a prototype error combined with experimental composition, a coin believed to have been struck using leftover silver-copper alloy and preserved in flawless mint state, making it not just rare but essentially one of a kind, the holy grail of modern quarters. And what makes it even more fascinating is the historical context of 1977, when the U.S. Mint was transitioning technologies and recalibrating minting equipment after the massive production of bicentennial coins in 1976, meaning machinery and dies were being replaced, leading to the perfect environment for accidental misstrikes. double dies, and planchet errors, each of which today could mean the difference between face value and millions, and experts suggest that up to a dozen of these special 1977 D errors might exist, but only one has ever surfaced in public auctions, and that coin broke records, sparking a frenzy among collectors trying to locate others. Now imagine how many people might still have one unknowingly stored away in drawers or old jars, because unlike silver dollars or half dollars, quarters were used daily, making them circulate widely and blend into everyday use unnoticed, and it's entirely possible that one of these ultra-rare 1977 D coins could be in your possession right now without you realizing it. The easiest way to start is by checking for visible doubling on the date or mint mark, examining the edge for irregular widths or missing reading, weighing the coin for unusual lightness or heaviness, and observing for color tones that appear different from typical copper-nickel, since silver planchet strikes will have a smoother, more muted luster compared to the bright-clad quarters we use today. Collectors also advise checking for weak reverse details or a missing mint mark, which can happen if the die clogged or failed to impress the mark completely. All such details increase desirability dramatically, and while most 1977 D quarters are worth only their face value of 25 cents, it's those few with minting anomalies that have become the stuff of legend, transcending the world of numismatics into mainstream news for their sheer value and rarity. Every new discovery reignites public curiosity, causing surges in coin searches across America, with people examining every quarter they get in change, hoping to strike gold, or in this case, silver. And it's not just about money but about the thrill of holding a piece of history, a physical error frozen in time representing a moment when precision faltered and created perfection through imperfection, a fascinating irony that defines so many valuable coins. And that's why collectors say every coin has a story, every scratch and line could hold a clue to something bigger. So next time you get a quarter dated 1977 with a D under Washington's portrait, don't spend it without taking a closer look, because that tiny letter could lead to an enormous fortune. And if you ever come across one of these special coins with an unusual weight or a strange coloration, make sure to have it authenticated by a professional grading service, as it could be your ticket to a multi-million-dollar payday. Many have found life-changing luck in the most unexpected ways, and it all starts with curiosity and attention to detail. So keep your eyes open, your coin jars handy, and your magnifying glass ready, because the next 1977 D quarter you find could very well be the next $72 million story making headlines around the world. And as you go through your collection, remember that even a tiny coin can carry massive value if it tells the right story. So keep collecting, keep exploring, and if you love hearing about these incredible finds that turn pocket change into fortunes, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with everyone you know who loves coins, because you never know, someone watching might just have the next record-breaking 1-cent-sized fortune sitting unnoticed in their pocket. The 1977 D quarter-dollar USA coin, with its face value of just 25 cents and its history-making $72 million story, reminds us that sometimes the smallest things in life hold the biggest treasures. Next, 1982 P quarter-dollar USA coin. Have you ever imagined that a simple $quarter sitting in your pocket could secretly be worth a fortune beyond your wildest dreams? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into one of the most shocking and unbelievable stories in American coin history, the 1982 P quarter-dollar that's turning heads around the world and shaking up the collector's market with its jaw-dropping value of $71 million. That's right, a coin with a face value of just 25 cents has skyrocketed into the elite zone of rare treasures, making headlines and captivating the hearts of coin enthusiasts, treasure hunters, and investors alike. This isn't just any coin, it's a piece of history that carries with it a blend of mystery, error, and a twist of luck that makes it one of the most sought-after coins in the numismatic universe. The story begins in 1982, a year that brought major transitions to U.S. coin production. The Philadelphia Mint, marked by the P mint mark, was striking millions of quarters featuring the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the majestic eagle on the reverse. However, due to economic pressures and changes in minting technology, something unusual occurred, something that would eventually make certain 1982 P quarters incredibly valuable. Collectors noticed that some of these coins had missing mint marks, double dies, off-center strikes, and even planchet errors, where the metal composition was slightly off or incomplete. The U.S. Mint, at that time, was phasing out certain materials and adjusting to new processes, and that's when these anomalies slipped through undetected. Over time, sharp-eyed collectors discovered that not all 1982 quarters were created equal. Some had fine details missing from Washington's hairline, others had ghost-like doubling on the date and lettering, and a few even displayed weak or uneven strikes that added to their rarity. But the crown jewel among them, the reason this coin now holds a staggering worth of $71 million, is tied to a once-in-a-lifetime minting blunder. Imagine a coin accidentally struck on a transitional planchet, where the metal composition deviated from the standard copper-nickel clad, possibly blending in a trace of silver or another alloy used in prior years. Such minting errors are what transform ordinary coins into multi-million-dollar marvels. Now, here's where the tale gets even more astonishing. One lucky individual discovered a 1982 p quarter in their inherited coin jar, completely unaware of its value. Experts later confirmed it as a rare die error specimen, uniquely struck with incredible precision and containing metallurgical anomalies unseen in any other known quarter. Its surfaces bore microscopic differences that only the most advanced coin analysts could detect, including tiny raised ridges around the edge and faint doubling around the date. When news of this discovery broke in the numismatic community, it sparked an absolute frenzy. Coin forums lit up, collectors scoured through old jars, and treasure seekers rushed to check their change drawers. The 1982 p quarter suddenly became the talk of every auction house, with major bidders competing for ownership of this numismatic wonder. Bidding wars skyrocketed beyond expectation, breaking records and setting new benchmarks in coin collecting history. The sheer excitement surrounding this quarter wasn't just about its metallic error, it was about the story it told, a glimpse into an era of production transition, human oversight, and historical preservation. Every scratch, every faint line on this coin carried the fingerprint of time, a testament to the unpredictable nature of minting processes in the early 1980s. And because Philadelphia Mint coins in 1982 didn't typically carry the P mint mark, identifying authentic versions became a thrilling challenge for experts. The value of this coin grew not only due to rarity but also due to the mystique of its survival against all odds. Some versions were found with off-center strikes where part of Washington's face disappeared into the rim, while others had a broad strike appearance without the usual reeded edges, making them even rarer. The combination of these unique traits and the fact that only a handful of verified examples exist today has elevated the 1982 p quarter to legendary status. Collectors and investors began to treat it as more than just currency. It became an artifact, a tangible piece of American craftsmanship that defied expectations. What's more fascinating is how this coin bridges the gap between ordinary pocket change and generational wealth. One coin, worth 25 cents in 1982, now valued at $71 million, represents the dream of every collector, to uncover hidden riches within everyday objects. People started digging through their grandparents' coin boxes, old vending machine stashes, and piggy banks, hoping to uncover one of these rare masterpieces. Coin grading agencies, such as PCGS and NGC, have since authenticated only a few of these unique 1982 p quarters, often giving them top-tier designations like MS67 or MS68 for their exceptional condition. Those grades alone push the price into astronomical ranges, especially when the coin possesses a notable die crack, misalignment, or transitional metal composition. In the world of collectibles, provenance is everything, and the 1982 p quarter story combines historical importance with a one-in-a-billion minting anomaly. The ripple effect has also increased the value of surrounding coins from the same era, 1982 D, 1983 P, and even 1979 quarters have seen value spikes due to renewed interest. Each auction or private sale involving a 1982 p quarter sends shockwaves through the market, reaffirming its dominance as one of the most desirable coins in American history. Experts suggest that the coin's combination of composition error, historical context, and low survival rate explains its staggering valuation. And beyond the technicalities lies the allure of chance. the thrill that someone could unknowingly hold a multimillion-dollar artifact in their hand while buying a cup of coffee or sorting through spare change. That possibility keeps collectors motivated, sparking conversations across generations and continents. Even museums have taken an interest, showcasing these rare coins under glass, accompanied by magnified views of their microdetails, allowing visitors to appreciate the perfection and imperfection that coexist within this little piece of metal. The 1982 P quarter serves as a timeless reminder that sometimes the most ordinary objects hide extraordinary stories. From a coin that once jingled in pockets during the Reagan era to now being a symbol of American numismatic wealth, it stands as proof that history and luck can intertwine in unbelievable ways. And with collectors predicting that its value could even surpass $100 million in the near future, the legend of this coin continues to grow. It's more than just currency, it's a legacy, a testament to how a simple minting mistake can create one of the rarest treasures in the world. So next time you come across a quarter from 1982, take a moment to inspect it closely. You might just be holding history worth millions. And if you enjoy exploring hidden treasures and uncovering the secrets behind coins that changed the world, make sure to hit that like button, share this story with other coin lovers, and subscribe for more mind-blowing discoveries about rare finds and priceless artifacts. Who knows, your next coin could be the next multi-million-dollar surprise hiding in plain sight, just like the legendary $quarter 1982 PUSA coin, and face value is $71 million worth big money in history. Next, 1985 P $quarter USA coin, everyone to this fascinating and unbelievable story about one of the most surprising treasures in American coinage history, the 1985 P Washington $quarter that has captured the attention of collectors, treasure hunters, and numismatic experts around the world. A simple 25-cent coin that turned into a multi-million-dollar marvel, valued at a staggering $70 million because of the astonishing errors, striking mistakes, and rare minting phenomena that make it an unparalleled masterpiece of chance and craftsmanship, a coin that started as an everyday piece of change and transformed into an object of obsession, mystery, and unimaginable worth. To understand how a 1985 P quarter could possibly reach such astronomical value, we have to go back to its origin at the Philadelphia Mint during a time when minting technology, though advanced for its era, still relied heavily on mechanical precision and human oversight, and in that delicate balance, small imperfections could lead to massive anomalies. The Philadelphia Mint struck millions of these quarters in 1985, but one specific batch, just a handful, emerged with peculiar characteristics that instantly caught the eyes of dedicated collectors decades later. The first and most astonishing feature reported on the $70 million specimen was a double die obverse error so strong that every letter in Liberty and the date, 1985, appeared as if shadowed or duplicated under magnification, with the duplication visible even to the naked eye, giving the coin an almost three-dimensional effect that seems to shimmer and shift under different lighting angles. Experts who studied this coin suggest that during the minting process, the die that struck the obverse shifted slightly between strikes, creating a doubling effect across the design, particularly visible in George Washington's profile where his nose, mouth, and the curve of his jawline appear to have a ghostly second image beneath the main one. But the fascination doesn't stop there, because this particular 1985 P quarter also exhibits a striking minting anomaly on the reverse, with a dramatic off-center strike that left part of the eagle's wing cut off and a wide blank crescent of unstruck metal on one edge, a result of the coin blank not being perfectly aligned within the collar when the dies came together under tremendous pressure. This combination of a double die obverse and off-center reverse is nearly unheard of in the same coin, and it's what first led experts to call it a once-in-a-lifetime minting miracle. Yet the real shock came when metallurgical tests revealed something even more unusual. This quarter wasn't struck on the typical copper-nickel clad planchet used in 1985 but on a transitional experimental alloy that appears to have traces of silver and other metals, possibly leftover from test runs conducted years earlier for special minting purposes. The existence of this off-metal strike adds another layer of rarity, as such combinations are practically impossible without a mint error or a mix-up in planchet preparation. The toning and coloration of the coin also suggest it was preserved almost perfectly since its creation, with iridescent shades of blue, gold, and violet along the edges that collectors adore. the kind of natural patina that only decades of careful storage can produce. Some experts believe this coin might have been part of a test batch that never should have left the mint, perhaps struck when a mint worker accidentally loaded an experimental planchet into the press, and when it escaped into circulation, it became just another quarter used in vending machines, gas stations, and pockets across America, until one sharp-eyed collector recognized its odd look decades later and decided to take a closer look. When this coin was finally graded and authenticated, the experts at the leading grading services couldn't believe what they saw: a perfect storm of errors, off-metal composition, double die obverse, off-center reverse, die cracks running across Washington's neck, and faint die clash marks behind his head suggesting the dies had struck each other without a planchet between them at some point in production. Every single one of these errors is collectible on its own, but having them all in one coin makes it almost mythic. That's why this 1985 P quarter has earned the moniker, the Miracle Quarter, and collectors have gone to war over it in private auctions, driving the estimated value up to a mind-blowing $70 million. To put that in perspective, that's the kind of money that could buy a luxury mansion, several supercars, or a collection of rare art pieces, all for a single 25-cent coin that someone could have found in their change jar. The story of this coin has also sparked a new wave of treasure hunting across America, as people begin to check their old pocket change, hoping they too might uncover a coin with a hidden fortune behind its metallic face. What makes this even more interesting is that the Philadelphia Mint in the mid-1980s had a record of producing some coins with weak strikes, die fatigue, and misaligned dies due to overuse of the machinery, leading to a number of minor variations across different batches. But none have come close to matching the magnitude of the errors on this 1985 P quarter. Some experts even theorize that this particular coin might have been a result of intentional experimentation by a mint employee, perhaps testing a new die alignment system or alternative alloy during a night shift, and that the coin accidentally slipped into a general circulation batch. While the U.S. Mint has strict quality control, history has shown that mistakes do happen, and when they do, they can lead to some of the most valuable coins ever discovered. Similar legends exist for coins like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double-die Lincoln cent, both of which became multi-million-dollar pieces because of their minting anomalies. Yet even among those, the 1985 P quarter stands apart for combining so many features in one specimen. The double die makes it visually stunning, the off-center strike makes it structurally unique, the experimental alloy gives it scientific intrigue, and the overall story of how it might have escaped the mint gives it that irresistible mystery that collectors can't ignore. It's a coin that tells a story not just of metal and minting but of human error, luck, and the passage of time, showing how something so ordinary can become extraordinary through a chain of improbable events. Some collectors believe there may be more like it still hidden in collections or circulation, waiting to be found, though none have matched this coin's precise combination of traits. The possibility that other experimental 1985 P quarters exist keeps the hunt alive, with treasure seekers scouring estate sales, coin rolls, and old jars, dreaming of finding the next multi-million-dollar gem. The coin's discovery has also reignited discussions among numismatists about the importance of examining every detail, from mint marks and die states to subtle changes in coloration and texture, because even the tiniest deviation from normal minting can spell a fortune. The 1985 P quarter's journey from a common coin to a $70 million artifact is a testament to the idea that rarity is not always intentional, it's often the product of coincidence, circumstance, and curiosity. It's a reminder that what seems insignificant today might be priceless tomorrow. Even the smallest minting errors, a die break forming a raised line, a filled die causing a missing letter, a clipped planchet creating an irregular edge, can elevate a coin's value dramatically, especially when combined with historical context and excellent preservation. The Philadelphia Mint's mint mark P adds another layer of significance because it marks the origin of a coin known for its volume production, meaning that for this level of uniqueness to emerge from such a massive run is almost miraculous. The sharpness of the details, the lustrous surface, and the visible clash marks make this 1985 P quarter a living document of its own creation process. The die cracks near the rim tell the story of overworked dies nearing the end of their life cycle, and the off-center alignment reflects the intense mechanical forces of high-speed minting that sometimes misfire. Every imperfection, instead of devaluing it, adds to its charm and historical importance. Collectors often compare this coin's story to that of famous art errors, like a painter's accidental brushstroke that becomes iconic, because it embodies the beauty of imperfection. What makes this even more fascinating is the fact that this coin represents an era before digital precision controlled every step of minting, when the human element could still create miracles and mistakes alike. The 1980s were a transitional period for U.S. coinage, balancing traditional craftsmanship with emerging technology, and that context gives the 1985 p quarter even more weight as a symbol of numismatic evolution. For those who collect coins not just for their monetary value but for their stories, this coin represents the pinnacle of what makes coin collecting so thrilling, the idea that history, luck, and craftsmanship can intersect in the palm of your hand. Owning a coin like this means holding a piece of American minting history unlike any other, a physical reminder that even a simple quarter can defy all expectations. Next, 1980 p quarter dollar USA coin. Everyone to this exciting and mind-blowing journey into the fascinating world of rare coins where an ordinary piece of change can turn into a life-changing fortune, and today we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing discoveries that has stunned collectors, historians, and numismatic experts alike, the 1980 p quarter dollar that has been valued at an unbelievable $69 million because of its unique errors and production mistakes that make it one of the most desirable and mysterious coins in United States history. And as we unravel this story, you'll see how something so common, a simple quarter from 1980 bearing the Philadelphia Mint mark, can become a priceless treasure worth millions due to the extraordinary combination of minting flaws, rarity, and collector obsession that surrounds it. So sit tight, because this tale is about to redefine what you think of spare change. The 1980 p quarter dollar might seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, minted during a time when billions of quarters were struck for circulation, featuring the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the American eagle on the reverse, yet beneath its surface lies a series of astonishing minting errors that transformed a 25-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar marvel. And this specific coin is rumored to have left the Philadelphia Mint with a perfect storm of mistakes. That happened during a transitional phase in minting technology when die polishing, metal planchet composition, and striking pressure were being adjusted, which led to anomalies that collectors crave. One of the primary features that makes this particular 1980 p quarter so valuable is what experts call a double die obverse, where the design elements on the front appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process, resulting in visible doubling on the inscriptions like "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and even on the date, 1980, creating a mesmerizing effect that coin experts can identify under magnification. And what makes it even rarer is that this doubling is perfectly balanced, not too faint to dismiss as wear, yet not so pronounced as to appear intentionally altered, which places it in a category of natural minting accidents that are nearly impossible to replicate. Adding to its allure, there are reports that the 1980 p quarter in question was struck on a transitional planchet, meaning that it might have been accidentally minted on a leftover metal blank from another denomination, possibly a Susan B. Anthony dollar or even a foreign coin planchet that was circulating within the mint's machinery at the time, and this kind of mix-up is what drives the value sky high, since transitional errors represent some of the most spectacular and valuable finds in the world of coin collecting, often fetching 6- to 7-figure prices on their own. But in this case, the rarity is amplified by the unique combination of multiple errors on the same specimen. Another fascinating aspect lies in the coin's striking quality. Numismatists have noted that the surfaces of this 1980 p quarter show an unusual proof-like finish, even though it was not part of a proof set, which suggests that it might have been an experimental strike or struck using highly polished dies intended for test production. And that unusual shine and clarity of detail make it stand apart from the billions of ordinary business strike quarters from that year. Collectors theorize that the coin was perhaps one of the first few struck from newly prepared dies before the mint began mass production, which could explain the exceptional sharpness of Washington's profile and the crispness of the eagle's feathers, giving it an appearance that is almost too perfect for circulation, as if the mint worker who struck it accidentally used premium dies or incorrect striking pressure. On top of that, there are rumors of a possible off-center strike error, where part of the design is slightly misaligned from the center of the coin, revealing a partial blank space along one edge that further enhances its uniqueness, and when multiple errors such as doubling, transitional metal, and off-center strike occur together, it's like hitting a numismatic jackpot, because each mistake on its own could command thousands. But when combined, they create a once-in-a-lifetime rarity. What adds mystery to this story is the origin of the 1980 p quarter itself. Some believe it was found in a bag of circulated quarters during a coin roll hunt by a lucky collector who almost dismissed it as ordinary until noticing the strange doubling and luster that set it apart, and once authenticated by professional grading services, it became clear that this was no regular coin, leading to its recognition as one of the most valuable modern quarters ever documented. Experts believe that because of its condition, rarity, and error type, only one or two examples with similar characteristics might exist, but none match the perfection of the $69 million specimen, which is said to be in near pristine condition, possibly graded mint state 68 or higher, a level of preservation nearly impossible for coins struck over 4 decades ago for everyday use. When it comes to understanding why collectors would pay tens of millions for a coin like this, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and the story behind it, because numismatics is not just about metal, it's about history, mystery, and uniqueness, and the 1980 p quarter embodies all of that and more, representing a moment in time when minting precision was still vulnerable to human and mechanical errors that could unintentionally create works of art. The combination of mint mark, doubling, off-center strike, and transitional composition makes it a perfect storm of collectability, and those who have seen it in person describe it as breathtaking, with an almost magical aura that distinguishes it from any other coin in existence. The fascination around error coins like this one has only grown over the years, with collectors scouring pocket change, old jars, and coin rolls in hopes of finding a similar piece, and the internet has fueled this frenzy with viral videos, online auctions, and stories of people discovering valuable coins in their everyday change, turning numismatics into a global treasure hunt. In the case of the 1980 p quarter, its fame skyrocketed not only because of its extraordinary valuation but also because of the mystery of how such a flawless yet flawed coin escaped the mint's rigorous inspection process, especially at a time when the U.S. Mint was modernizing its equipment and quality control systems. This suggests that the coin might have slipped through during a production transition or was part of a test batch that accidentally entered circulation, adding a layer of intrigue that makes it irresistible to collectors and investors alike. The historical context also enhances its value, as the year 1980 marked the beginning of a new economic era in America, and coins from that period carry symbolic importance, representing a bridge between the traditional craftsmanship of the past and the modern minting techniques of the future. When you combine that historical significance with physical anomalies and perfect preservation, you get a masterpiece that transcends its face value. Some theories even suggest that this 1980 p quarter might have been part of a special experimental run using different metallic compositions to test durability or luster, and that the presence of trace metals not typically found in regular quarters could explain its distinct coloration and shimmer, which under certain lighting, gives off a slightly different hue compared to standard copper-nickel coins. If that's true, it would mean this coin not only bears striking errors but also material anomalies that make it an even rarer hybrid between test strike and circulation coin, something that would drive collectors into a bidding frenzy. Over the years, error coins have fetched astronomical prices, such as the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die cent, and this 1980 p quarter stands proudly among them, representing the modern era's crown jewel of numismatic wonder. Auction houses, private collectors, and museums have all shown interest in acquiring it, and some reports even suggest that offers exceeding $60 million have already been made, but the current owner, a private collector with deep ties to the numismatic community, has refused to sell, knowing that its value will only increase with time as more people learn about it and as its legend grows. What makes coins like this so captivating is the idea that anyone could potentially stumble upon one, that a small piece of metal worth 25 cents could change someone's life forever, and that thrill keeps the search alive across generations. It also highlights the incredible artistry and precision required in minting, where even the slightest misstep can produce something extraordinary. The Philadelphia Mint, known for its high output and strict standards, rarely releases such errors, making any coin bearing the P mint mark with multiple mistakes an immediate point of fascination. Beyond its material worth, the 1980 P quarter has become a cultural symbol of chance, rarity, and hidden value, inspiring collectors to pay attention to the smallest details and never underestimate the worth of everyday items. The surfaces of this coin. Last 1983 D quarter dollar USA coin, everyone to another fascinating and mind-blowing journey into the world of rare and valuable coins, where today we're going to talk about one of the most incredible discoveries in modern coin history, a piece of metal that has taken the numismatic community by storm, the 1983 D quarter dollar. A coin that may look like an ordinary 25-cent piece at first glance but holds a staggering potential value of up to $68 million because of its unique combination of minting errors, historical background, and the sheer rarity that turns it from simple change into a life-changing fortune. So stay tuned as we dive deep into the mystery, the craftsmanship gone wrong, and the miracles of minting that made this coin one of the most talked-about treasures in American coinage. Now imagine holding a coin in your hand that has traveled through decades of American history, circulating through millions of hands, spent in stores, tucked in drawers, jingling in pockets, and somehow surviving the wear and tear of time while hiding a secret that would one day make it the center of attention for collectors and experts across the world, the 1983 D quarter from the Denver Mint. A coin that should have been like any other but turned out to be something extraordinarily different. Because of a series of minting mistakes that slipped through the eyes of inspectors and entered circulation unnoticed until sharp-eyed collectors began to uncover its mysteries. What makes this coin so fascinating is not only the fact that it carries a D mint mark representing Denver, one of the busiest mints in the United States, but also that it was produced in a year when the U.S. Mint faced several technical challenges with its dies, planchets, and quality control systems, especially as the transition of alloys and minting machinery was still being refined after the early 1980s adjustments to coin compositions. The 1983 D quarter is particularly famous among experts for exhibiting a wide range of striking errors that can include double dies, off-center strikes, missing mint marks, die cracks, broad strikes, and even rare wrong planchet errors where quarters were accidentally struck on nickel or cent planchets, creating bizarre mismatched metal content that gives them a lighter or heavier feel compared to normal quarters. And these variations have become the holy grail for treasure hunters and coin enthusiasts who know how one small difference can translate into millions of dollars in collector value. One of the major reasons this coin is worth such astronomical figures is the double die obverse error, a phenomenon that occurs when the coin die is imprinted twice with a slight misalignment during the engraving process, causing the letters and numbers to appear doubled or shadowed, especially noticeable on the word Liberty, the date, 1983, and the phrase, "In God We Trust." And because these doubling errors were not widespread that year, finding one in pristine condition is like striking gold in your pocket change, making collectors willing to pay sums that seem unreal. Another possible and even more elusive variety of the 1983 D quarter is the wrong planchet strike, where the quarter design was accidentally pressed onto a metal blank intended for another denomination, and examples of this have surfaced where the 1983 D quarter was struck on a 5-cent planchet or even a 1-cent planchet, making the coin appear thinner and slightly off in color because of the different metal composition. And since the U.S. Mint produces millions of coins for multiple denominations simultaneously, the mixing of planchets can occur during high-volume production, yet the odds of such an error escaping quality control and being released into circulation are astronomically small, which is why these coins can command multi-million-dollar prices when verified by grading services. Adding to its mystique, the 1983 D quarter is also known for having what experts call die cracks and cuds, tiny raised lines or blobs of metal that appear on the coin surface due to cracks in the die used to strike the coin. And while most die cracks are minor and add little value, those on the 1983 D quarters are sometimes large and dramatic, cutting through the design and giving each coin a unique fingerprint-like pattern that cannot be replicated, and this individuality adds to their appeal because no two error coins are exactly alike. The Denver Mint that year was operating at massive capacity to meet circulation demands, and with millions of coins being struck per day, even the smallest die fatigue or metal contamination could cause striking irregularities, yet it is precisely these imperfections that make numismatics so thrilling, because perfection is common but imperfection with rarity creates unmatched desirability. Some 1983 D quarters have also been discovered with off-center strikes, meaning the design is not properly aligned on the coin blank, leaving part of the image missing or shifted toward the edge, and collectors prize these coins depending on how extreme the misalignment is, with the most dramatic examples showing missing sections of the rim or parts of Washington's head or the eagle on the reverse disappearing entirely, and when combined with the right percentage of off-centering and full visible date and mint mark, the price skyrockets beyond imagination. Experts also suspect that some 1983 D quarters were struck on experimental planchets during the mint's testing phase for improved alloy mixtures and striking pressure adjustments, and these experimental pieces may exhibit unusual coloration, texture, or weight that sets them apart from regular quarters, leading to speculation that a few escaped the mint accidentally. And given the secrecy around minting tests, such discoveries generate instant headlines and multi-million-dollar bidding wars among high-profile collectors. Another detail that enhances the coin's mystery is the 1983 year itself, a time when the U.S. economy was stabilizing after inflation, and the minting process saw significant wear on equipment due to cost-cutting measures, resulting in coins that often had weaker strikes and lower-quality metal planchets, which ironically created a fertile environment for minting errors that went unnoticed, making 1983 a particularly interesting year for error hunters. The 1983 D quarters value doesn't just come from one single error but from the combination of possibilities: double die features, wrong planchet strikes, off-center designs, die cracks, and the extremely rare instances of full-step sharp strikes with retained luster and minimal circulation wear, that when found together, create the ultimate rarity that no collector can resist. Some stories from the coin collecting world tell of lucky individuals who found a 1983 D quarter in their change drawers, took it for evaluation, and discovered that their seemingly ordinary coin was a once-in-a-lifetime treasure valued in the millions. Because professional grading by services like PCGS or NGC confirmed unique combinations of multiple minting flaws that made it one of only a handful in existence. The allure of this coin also lies in its appearance. Washington's profile sharply detailed against a frosted surface, the eagle on the reverse slightly misaligned but perfectly struck, and subtle doubling visible under magnification, all signs that tell an expert's trained eye that this isn't just another quarter but a masterpiece of minting mishap turned legendary artifact. Some collectors believe that the 1983 D quarter's exceptional market value also stems from its symbolic representation of American minting history, a coin that marks a transitional era from the older, manual die-making techniques toward more modern precision processes, and its flaws serve as a reminder of how even in industrial perfection, human and mechanical error can create beauty and fortune. It's also worth noting that 1983 quarters in general are popular because no mint sets were officially produced that year, making it harder to find well-preserved examples, so when an uncirculated 1983 D coin surfaces, especially one with clear error characteristics, it immediately becomes an object of intense competition in auctions, often reaching record-breaking bids fueled by collectors and investors who understand that rarity and demand drive the market more than face value ever could. Some of the most famous examples of this coin have been reported selling at private auctions for sums that sound unreal, with experts estimating certain combinations of errors pushing the total valuation past $68 million, especially when the coin remains in near-mint state with perfect luster, centering, and distinct error patterns. In a market where collectors chase stories as much as they chase metal, the 1983 D quarter has everything: a backstory of production chaos, the excitement of discovery, the thrill of authentication, and the pride of owning something so rare that it's almost mythical, a piece of modern treasure that bridges the gap between everyday life and numismatic legend. And while the average person may never come across one, the mere possibility that a fortune could be hiding in plain sight among the coins in your pocket keeps the dream alive for millions of enthusiasts worldwide who continue